Today, we, the students of Class 11A Commerce, cordially welcome you all to our Career Value Education program on the topic Different Careers in Gaming. Stay tuned as we dive into this exciting journey together.
Rahul is playing at home. Rahul is playing at home. After a while, his friends come to join him. Hey, Lucky. Hey, Rahul, why did you start without us? Should have waited for some time. You're already late. Just taking a toilet and mopping. So, we're planning on defeating the Ender Dragon in only 6 hours. You go to collect the wood, make the house. You go for the food because that's always a problem. I'll go for mine.
Hey guys, do you know that there's an education mode in this game too now?
Wow, that's very cool. Never really thought about that.
Yeah, it teaches chemistry. It's really fun to play now.
Wow, I wish I could do something like that. Well, I downloaded this really cool mod recently. It's very realistic. The game has come so far.
No, right?
But Rahul, do you know that you can make a career in the gaming industry? It is not always being about playing the game, but also creating one. I never really thought about that, but it sounds cool. After a while, Rahul's friends leave the house and he continues playing. The PlayStation suddenly starts sparking and cracking sounds, and one by one, all the game characters come to life.
Yeah, dragon comes.
Relax, Rahul. I am Steve, the main character of this game.
Hey Rahul, I'm Alex. I'm the second main character of this game.
Oh yeah, I recognize you from that game, Minecraft. Do you want to know more about that game? Come on, we'll give you a tour of that game. This PlayStation suddenly starts sparking and cracking again with the same flashes taking the characters and Rahul inside the PlayStation to the virtual world of the game. Wow, this world is so beautiful. I'm grateful for you guys to bring me here. Well, Rahul, this is our world, the virtual world.
This is where we live, eat, and sleep. Trust me, this is going to be amazing.
Ah, Alex, that's really interesting. Can you tell me who are the creators of this world?
There's not only one person behind this, but a huge team of creators.
Huge team of creators?
Yes, I'll guide you there.
Alex and Steve take Rahul to different professionals who are involved in the creation of a game. First, they go to the game writer. Hello, guys.
Hey there, game writer.
Well, Steve, what brings you and Alex here? What can I do for you guys? And who is this young boy?
Well, this young boy here is Rahul, and he is curious about your work.
Hi, Rahul. Hi, game writer. So, Rahul, why are you so curious about me? Well, I just wanted to know who you are and what work you do. So, I am a game writer. I'm responsible for creating a game storyline, script, tutorials, and all the player's actions in a gameplay. We craft engaging narratives and immersive worlds that players can explore and indulge into. So, you're the person who makes the story more thrilling and the characters more dramatic? Yes, I'm the one responsible for adding spice to the storyline. Okay, but can you tell me the qualifications you require to pursue a job like yours? For becoming a game writer, you can pursue a bachelor's degree in script writing or story writing. Also, you need a creative mind and a passion for gaming. Wow, I never really know there was a degree for script writing and creative writing. Yeah, you just need a creative mind and extraordinary thinking ability. Well, thank you, game writer, for your valuable insight. Welcome, Rahul. I hope this career definitely piqued your interest. It definitely did. Thank you. Steve, Alex, and Rahul leave the game developer's place. So, Alex, who comes in the picture after him?
Yeah, Rahul. After this, we have the game designer.
Well, can you take me to him?
Yeah, absolutely.
Alex and Steve guide Rahul to game designer's place.
Hello guys, what's up?
Hello.
Nice to meet you all. How can I help you?
Meet this little guy, Rahul. He wants to know more about you and your profession as a game designer.
Oh really? What do you want to know about Rahul?
Well, I want to know what your profession actually does, what you do, and what qualifications are required to pursue a job like yours.
Sure Rahul. I'm a game designer by profession. My job focuses on the overall concept, elements in a game. To become a game designer, you need to pursue a degree in computer game design or animation.
Wow, that's really interesting.
Meanwhile, the game developers were just passing by and notices the game designer and
Oh, hello
comes to
game
him.
developer. What a coincidence. We were just discussing about you.
Oh, really?
Meet him. He is Rahul. He wants to know more about your profession.
That's great. Hello, Rahul. What do you want to know about me? Well, I wanted to know what are the qualifications required for your job and what you actually do.
So basically, I am a game developer who creates game, and the qualifications required are computer science, software engineering, digital arts, graphic designs.
That's really interesting. So, Steve, can you tell me who comes in the picture after this?
Well, all the technical processes come to an end here. The final process is the launch event, the launching date of the game, and even an esport tournament is arranged.
Wow, that's interesting. The game world is such a big place to take it.
Yes, Rahul, the gaming industry has a lot more weight behind the curtain. You know, Rahul, you have experienced an interesting opportunity which most people don't even get the chance of. Now it's time to get back to your reality.
Well, thank you, Steve, for giving me this opportunity.
There are more careers present on the screen.
After Rahul returns from the virtual world, he starts to research about all the companies and institutions for gaming.
Wasn't that an amazing skit? Gaming isn't only about playing on phones or PCs, there is a lot which goes on behind the scenes, which we, the masses, are unaware of. We now request our chief guest, Mr. Prajwal Pandey, to come up on the stage. Please give him a big round of applause. Now, I request the head girl of the senior secondary section, Chriselle Cordras, to present a token of appreciation to Mr. Prajwal Pandey on behalf of our school. We would like to invite our ex-boss boy, Mr. Prajwal Pandey, who is currently pursuing as a final year student at ITM Institute of Design and Media, BSc in VFX and Animation. He is currently doing his internship as a game designer at Ubisoft Mumbai. We welcome you on the stage to speak about your experience in gaming industry.
Good morning, everyone. It really feels good to be here because, like she said, I used to study here 4 years back, and I was once a student like you. And it feels good to be here after 4 years and meet everyone, including father and all the teachers I used to study under. So, couple years back, I used to be a student like you, like I said, and I used to play a lot of games, and I used to spend equal time in studying because if you don't study, you don't get to play games. And How I started this journey was one day I was just playing a game called Red Dead Redemption 2. How many of you played that game? Oh, that guy in the last. That's good. It's a masterpiece. It's a game you must play before you get into anything. So I was once playing that game and I just paused for a second and I realized this game actually looks really good. Even though I had a crappy PC, it looks good. So something I was quite curious about was how do these game developers or game programmers or even the artists pull off such a beautiful game that's so realistic. So that's when I started diving into game development as a career. And initially, I spent a lot of time just researching about how game art works, how the visual things work, and I've spent a lot of time just studying about 3D modeling, animation, simulation, scripting, shading, a lot of different stuff related to art before I dived into game design and ended up as a game designer in Ubisoft. So, how many of you guys have had this moment? Let's not take just video games, but even when you guys are watching a CG movie or a web series, how many of you ever looked at something and go like, "Wow, this is good. I wonder how these are made." Any examples? Anybody? Yeah, go on. Okay, the anime. So I haven't watched anime that much, but it's a really interesting thing. So something about anime is everything you see, most of the stuff are hand drawn, and that's quite interesting. So yeah, so that's how I started diving into art, and as a really good beginning practice you can do as a want to be game developer or even a game designer is just pick out small as just play games, pick out small, not just play games, but understand how games are work, how the art behind it works, what's the thinking of the game programmer when he made that, what's thinking the game director went through while making that, and pick out small aspects like let's take super simple thing like Mario. I think everyone here knows Mario, including all the faculties here. So let's start off simple, alright? Just pick up Mario. What's the most classic thing about Mario? The jump he does, right? The movement, the left and huh? Oh yeah, the music, alright. If you're into music, you can compose music. If not, if you just wanna start making games, what you can do as a beginner is go simple, make a 2D sprite that is the 2D character, and make him walk left and right and make him jump. And it sounds simple, but once you actually achieve that, it feels amazing to do that. So yeah, that's one thing I would really promote you guys to do is rather than playing casually, try picking out things from the game that actually feels good and you wonder how it's made. Go behind it and initially just pick out anything and start searching about it. And the best place to search and get any information is the internet. Don't want to sound like every typical guy you come across, but you should really stop spending that much time on Instagram Reels and actually go to the good side of the internet. You can go on YouTube, you can find a lot of forums, you can find a lot of documentations where you can go through and learn about video games and how they are made. So yeah, just go home and try picking out things and try replicating it, or not just replicating but designing it. And one thing the skit actually mentioned was Minecraft. How many of you guys have played Minecraft? That's nice. So I should play Minecraft a lot too. One thing which is quite popular about Minecraft that makes it stand out from all the games, even after so long, is the world. Every time you play it, it's a massive. Yeah, he agrees with me. So every time you play it, it's a massive, infinite, never-ending world. Have you guys ever wondered how it's made? Any of you know how it's made? That's fine. So there's a thing called procedural terrain generation. Sounds fancy, sounds quite scary, but it's quite simple. It's basically an algorithm that generates the world, that is the chunks of the game procedurally, that is randomly, and it's done through a special algorithm. It's not that hard, actually it's easy to understand but hard to pull off. As a small practice, you all can go home today and actually search about how world generation works in Minecraft. It's pretty interesting, and that's also somewhat started as a beginner to learn about. Yeah, any questions? Because I don't want to just keep speaking and you all will probably fall asleep because I was there, I would probably fall asleep. Yeah, go on.
So, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How and from where and how I can learn more about this? Like, is there any specific colleges which are good in India?
So we have Sir here from Whistling Woods. I guess he is a better person to talk about institutions in India. Apart from institution, I would probably talk about self-learning. For self-learning, as I said, internet is the best source. You can find a lot of documentations. Let's say if you pick out any software, you can find a lot of documentation on it. You can find a lot of forums with people like you. You go around, talk to them, understand them, and try to replicate how existing game works. So, cool. Someone from there is there.
As an avid gamer myself who has played Fireboy and Water Girl since the beginning of time, I wanted to ask, how do I start in the developing side of it as a student myself?
So, as a small inspiration, you said Fireboy and Water Girl. How many of you guys have played that game? Oh wow, I did not expect that. So, it's something I played even last year with a lot of my friends. As a quick example, like you said, a passionate gamer. I used to be a passionate gamer too. I've been into esports for 2 years, and I've played so much esports at the point where I went, these games are good to play, I want to make them. So, as a starter, same thing, go play games, understand how it works. You won't understand anything, trust me, it's all cloudy and confusing. But pick out a small aspect. Let's start with the same thing, how Mario, or let's say how Fireboy and Water Girl, right? So what's some good thing about it is the water character cannot go through the fire and the fire character cannot go to the water. Try replicating it. Try making a character which can go through certain elements and some characters that can't go to certain elements. And if you don't want to get into the technical side, you can also start off just by taking a pen and paper and start writing down things, how it works and what's the whole concept of the game. That's what a game designer does. That's what I do. So what I do as a game designer is start from a blank canvas, come up with ideas, design different things in a game, starting from how the quest works, how the mechanics works, and lot of different stuff, and how to make the game engaging and actually fun for you guys. Yeah, interesting. Did I answer your question?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
What prior education do students of science, humanities, and commerce need in order to pursue a career in game development?
So one thing about the gaming industry is it doesn't matter what field are you from. You're from art, you're from science, you're from commerce. As long as you're passionate enough and you have done your homework, that is, you have done your prior research, you can actually end up in the game industry. And being in the game industry is not about just knowing how to code or knowing how to use your computer. It goes way far than actually using computer and making games. Is you can start off like a game writer, like the script said. A game writer does his job is to make a whole script, how the game works, how to capture the emotion of the player. Because video game is a form of entertainment. What's the purpose of entertainment? Capturing people's emotion. So you can start off like, you can either go to a game writer, you can go as a 3D artist, 2D artist, and there are a lot of things. So it's not just depends on learning coding or learning how to do art. It goes way farther than just coding and art. So yeah, you can, as long as you're passionate enough and you do your research, you can end in the gaming industry. Doesn't matter you're into computer or you are doing commerce. Cool. Anything else? Yeah, go on.
Good morning, sir. My question is that do I need coding for that?
I just answered that. So you don't really need coding for that because game programmer, that is the GPP, gameplay programmer, he's the one responsible for actually implementing everything in the engine codes. So if you're not into coding, you can end up being a game artist who does all the visual things. That's what I've been practicing for a lot of years. You can end up as a game designer, you can end up as a sound artist, or there are a lot of things. You can research about it. So it's not just limited to coding. Yeah, go on.
So for designing especially, would you say that Scratch is better or do you prefer AutoCAD instead? Which software would be better?
It feels good to hear a bit of Scratch. So I started off using Scratch when I was 8 years old, and that time I never considered game development as a career. So you can start off with Scratch. So what AutoCAD does is, AutoCAD is basically used mainly by engineering students. It's used to make models, that is 3D models. In game industry, we use Autodesk Max and Maya for modeling. So Scratch is a good tool to actually program a game using visual scripting. Visual scripting is a thing that you use. It's a pre-written code. You can just drag and drop it and use it in making games. So the pre-written code, let's say there's a small box that says the character will move X amount of time in the right side. So you can just drag and drop it and write the X for 5. So it will move 5 times to the right. And you won't have to code that. You can just drag and drop. That's called visual scripting. So you can use Scratch. It's a pretty good tool to know how to make games as a beginner. That's pretty good. You can go for Scratch. I actually love Scratch. Go, yeah.
Sir, what is your salary in doing all this?
Alright. Yeah, that's fine. I used to be curious about too. So I'm still an intern. I get paid in stipend. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to reveal that because Ubisoft policies. I'm under an NDA, but I would love to actually reveal that because that's something everyone is curious about. Because at the end of the day, you're doing a job. You want to get paid, right? You wanna have your bread and butter. So unfortunately, I can't reveal that. But cool. Thank you. Someone was here. Raise your hands. Yeah.
Sir, I'm really interested in gaming. लेकिन अब्बा नहीं मानेंगे. So
Yeah. Alright. I was waiting for someone to ask that because when I had a call with Steffi ma'am, she told me that that's something every student would ask. So one thing is, let's say your parents tell you to do bachelor's in biotech. Do you guys have any idea what biotechnology person does? No, right? Even I don't. So what your parents do is they actually tell you what the industry is about, what the guy does, what the education actually does, and is it a good career? That's exactly what you have to do too. See, your parents were born way before you guys, and they probably don't have any idea about gaming industry, and they think it's just about playing games. But trust me, it's not about just playing games. You guys know that, not your parents. So your job is to go approach your parents. Start telling them about what the industry is about. It's not just playing games, it's making games, how it actually requires a lot of brains. It's not just playing games, in that. So you can start off by telling them how it's a good career, tell them how many companies, not just Indian companies, but a lot of international companies like Rockstar Games, Ubisoft. Rockstar Games, you guys know, the company behind Grand Theft Auto. Ubisoft, the company behind Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, Prince of Persia, and I'm pretty sure if you guys mention Prince of Persia, a lot of your parents will actually recognize that game because that game existed way back, like 40-50 years ago, not just game, but also as a book. So yeah, all you can do is tell your parents what the industry is about, tell them how it's a good career option, tell them about the companies, and that's how they will start being and say, okay, that's a good career choice. So yeah, tell your parents about it. Yeah, go on.
Good morning, sir. There are so many roles in this field, right? So how do we know which one should we go for?
Alright, that's a good question. That's something I hear quite often. So something you can do is, even you can do right now, take a good 1 month and start diving into different career options in game industry. And trust me, it's not just 7 of the careers that were listed here. I think this few careers that I went through that was listed during the skit was game developer. So one thing I would like to correct you guys, because everyone is a game developer. There's a different thing called game programmer who codes, who does all the coding things. Everyone is a game developer because at the end of the day, even the artist, even the writers involved with the game development. So start knowing how many roles are there in game development. There are game programmers, designers, writers, sound. I can just keep going on. So as a good exercise, you can go home and search about, there's so many different game careers, and out of like 50 careers, you will start filtering out like 30 will grab my interest. So out of 30, start going in detail what those 30 game industry guys do, what the audio guy does, what a designer does. Start going into it and we'll start understanding what you like, what you don't. And if you find out something, alright, art, like, so I've spent like 2 to 4 years just in art, and I've learned a lot about art, but I did not end up as a game artist because that's something I was really curious about but not interested in. So you can just go, you have a lot of, you're like in 11th and 12th, you still have a lot of time. You have like 4 to 5 years, you can easily just go through everything, understand how everything works, actually practice everything. So yeah, just go on, keep trying. Anyone else? That's it. Alright, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Prath, for sharing your valuable insights and clearing our doubts. I would like to call upon Mr. Bhushan Tame on the stage. Respected sir, we'd like you to share some thoughts on about your institution with us.
Hello. Hi, good morning everyone. So, Jaydev sir, who is the HOD of Game and Designing in Whistling Woods, is on his way. He's stuck in traffic, so he'll be here in next 5 minutes. Before that, I like the 2 questions which one of a guy asked him. Salary kitni milegi, right? And abba nahi manenge. Okay. So I seriously liked it. The reason is because back in 90s, our parents has had a thought like 80s, 90s, कि आपको सिर्फ पढ़ाई करके you have to become a doctor, engineer or a lawyer. Okay. But now, to be very honest, guys, you should do your own research. There are so many fields, okay, where you can make your career. It's not only, I'm not defaming any other field, but seriously, what Prajwal said, gaming is a very, very, very big industry. And you should do your own research. Animation is a very big industry. VFX is a very big industry. Right, Prajwal? The kind of, I guess I was just reading one report. We had somewhere around 40 million gamers in the last year who were playing games, okay? See, and that is going to be increased by 30% every year. Okay, that kind of, growth is there in the industry. Okay, so guys, you should do your own research, which career, and first of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Bhushan. I'm from Whistling Woods International. Do you know about Whistling Woods, guys? Okay, so Whistling Woods International is a school of, it's founded by a legendary filmmaker and director, Subhash Ghai. Do you know Subhash Ghai? Anybody know Subhash Ghai? Okay, few hands. So it has been founded by legendary filmmaker and director Subhash Ghai ji. So we have School of Filmmaking, where we teach filmmaking as a subject. Okay, you can learn director, editor, cinematography. If anybody is interested in filmmaking, you can become a screenwriter. So you can offer that. We have School of Creative Arts, okay, where you can learn game designing, animation, okay, visual communications. These are the programs what we teach. We have School of Performing Arts who wants to pursue their career into acting, music. So music is like music production. So we teach you about that. Then we have School of Media and Communication also, who wants to pursue their career into BBA, into media and entertainment industry, or do you pursue the MBA. So we have total 4 schools, okay, in this. To be very honest, if you seriously want to choose your career, as I told you, do your own research, and we have a very beautiful tagline that do what you love. Okay, so whatever is your passion, whatever is your interest, pursue that as your career. Just, it's like, Abba nahi manenge, but Abba ko samjhana padega aapko, theek hai? So, thank you all. I guess Jaydev sir will be here. If you have any questions related to anything, if you want to pursue filmmaking, media and communication, game design, you can definitely ask me. I'll be happy to guide you in those questions. Any questions? Because I'm not going to speak on game designing. Jaydev sir is here, who is who will be technically, very good in terms of answering your questions.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So my main question is regarding that when institutions and companies come to take over like hire students, what are they mainly looking after?
See, I'll tell you, there are, whenever you're pursuing any program, basically in this creative field, there are three things what you require. Okay. One is your attitude. It's like your attitude should be very right. Okay. Secondly, patience. Patience is very, very, very important. I guess I see a lot of things in this Gen Z generation. You're very impatient. कि आपको तुरंत चाहिए. Right? जो भी चाहिए, I want it very quick. Right? Prajwal might be knowing this. Game to have this programming and designing game, you require a lot of patience. How many drafts might be getting cancelled, right? When you are designing a game. So second thing is patience. And third thing is you should have that hunger to learn. Okay, each and every time you should have that hunger to learn. And in the initial days, you don't think of your salary. कि आपको salary कितने मिलेगी? Even if he is interning, you are getting so many things to learn, right? And he is working with Ubisoft, right? One of the biggest companies. So there you have an opportunity to learn. So in the initial career, you should focus and learn as much as you can. Okay. After that, the package will always be there, which you cannot disclose, right? Any other questions? Yes.
So, with the upcoming days and years we're seeing the AI coming over the world. So, how will it influence the entire gaming, or you can call it creative arts of field? Because we are at a risk that we hear rumors that AI will probably take over most of the jobs that we have in the creative arts.
So, I guess me answering, you can research. There was a very good question. The same question was asked to Mr. Narayan Murthy. Okay. You can go and check on YouTube also. He has given a very beautiful answer. At that point of time when languages came, coding came, so he was asked कि अभी बहुत लोगों के jobs चले जाएंगे. You lose out on jobs. But any technical thing cannot take away a human creativity. Okay. AI is a support system, and for AI also you have to give him commands. Then only he'll give you that script, right? Yeah, it's a support system for a human creativity. But it cannot, if you are creative enough, it cannot take away your jobs. Okay. So be rest assured that, and still it will take more 5 to 6 years, okay, for the proper implementation of AI. Right? But you should be more creative enough that your job is not taken by AI. Okay. And AI cannot replace a human creativity.
Good morning, sir. As you have previously mentioned that in the internship period, we should not expect that much salary. But after the internship period, what is the range of salary one can expect?
I didn't say that you should not expect it, but I said, see, in the initial days of your career, first thing is you should try and learn as much as you can, rather than accepting कि नहीं मुझे इतनी salary मिलेगी तो ही मैं job करूँगा, right? Because the more you get opportunities, the more you learn. After that, when I was doing my post graduation, one of a very best line what my professor told me that when you're doing this post graduation, this 2 years of your life and whatever first job you'll get, that 2 years, if you give 4 years of your life 200%, after that you would never have to ask a salary, you will always demand your salary. Okay. So in this, whenever you're pursuing your career, at least in the initial 3 or 4 years, you should learn as much as you can, gain as much as experience you can to demand your salary.
So after this initial period, once we have enough experience and once we have gained the knowledge, what is the range of salary? Because this generation is very money-minded, as people can say.
So how many of you know Temple Run? Temple Run game. Okay. So you know the story behind Temple Run. Who made this Temple Run game? So it was designed by husband and wife. Okay, only two people at the initial stages. So now they have monetized it, they have sold it, all these things are there. Now they are billionaires. Okay. So that's the story of Temple Run. Yes.
Different softwares on which you can do game development.
To be very honest, Jaidev sir will be here in 5 minutes. He'll answer you technically.
Morning, sir.
Yes.
Sir, are there any good institutions in India for these degrees, bachelors in gaming industry?
There are a lot. I would say as ITM is there, we have Whistling Woods is there. So you know every institute has their own criteria. Even at Whistling Woods, if you want to enroll, you have to give the entrance exam. Okay, and after that entrance exam only. We'll let you know whether you're selected. We check your aptitude test, do your creative ability test, all those tests are there, and after that only every institute has their own criteria in terms of enrolling the students. So you have to prepare for that entrance exams also.
So can you name some of them out, like popular institutions?
So for designing, there is NID is there, Whistling Woods is there, ITM is there. So all those institutes are there. If you Google it now, you can get almost all the institutes on your list.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, sir. I like animation. So how can I start from now?
You are in which grade now?
9th.
9th grade. Okay, but then see, there are a lot of programs into animation. Technically, how to start it? Okay. So as I told you, for all the technical answers, Jaidev sir will be here and he will be guiding you technically how you should start your career.
So I really wanted to ask, as in many colleges you name right now for designing and visual arts and all, you said there's an entrance exam. So what kind of studies you have to do to pass these entrance exams?
So basically, I'll just brief you about our college entrance exam. So we have an aptitude test. General aptitude test is there. Then we called it as a creative aptitude test, where we'll be giving you some images where you have to do sketches and all those things. So we check your creativity side of this. Okay, when you're going to pursue game designing or animation or VCT. So that creative aptitude test would be there. Then we have a SOP. SOP is called statement of purpose. So that actually SOP is like just to know your intent, why you want to pursue this program. Okay, it's because you should be clear in your mind why you want to pursue this program. And then fourth would be your personal interview. So gauging on your creative skills, your attitude and your patience level is the criteria if you want to pursue this. Because as I told you earlier also, this Gen Z generation is like, we want everything. कि मैंने आज 3 साल course complete किया, I will design one game. But that doesn't happen. You have to have patience, to go through the industry and survive in this industry.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your valuable information.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I would like to call upon Principal Ma'am to give away the certificates for the exhibition. I request our chief guest for the day to also give away the certificates along with the principal.
Good morning, one and all gathered here. An art integrated exhibition was organized for the students of the secondary section on the 30th of September 2023. I request the guests to do the honors. I request the winners of the exhibition to kindly come upon the stage to collect the certificates. Class 9A, Greenhouse, Arya Vinod Nair. Dear students, you can clap later on after we give away all the certificates. Mohammad Faisal, Aiden Joseph, Granth Vaish, Anne-Marie Anthony, and Shubhi Rani. Kindly clap for the winners. Class 9B, Blue House Girls. Ananya Jadhav, Mahi Vaishania, Lindell Fernandez, and Mantra Matre. Class 9C, Red House Girls. Samruddhi Shegge, Arya Sonavane, Shubhi Sithe, Nisarga S. Manjunath, and Angel Wag. Class 9B, Greenhouse Boys. Shalom Lazarus, Amar Vaishi, Sandeep Bokre, Karan Pagal, Yashmit Gate, and Shayan Raj. Kindly give a loud round of applause to our winners. Class 10A, Yellow House Girls. Ayusha Wagmare, Riya Dash, Ruchna Kamble, Shanaila Lobo, and Tamanna Soni. Kindly clap for the winners. Class 9-10B, Yellow House Girls. Aditi Danavade, Arya Shirke, and Kanak Mayekar. Kindly clap for them. Class 10C, Yellow House Girls. Gianna D'Souza, Tatiani, Rishika Naidu, and Sajida Naikar. Kindly clap for our winners. Class 10D, Blue House Girls. Parvi Vatmare, Alicia Pereira, Fahel Salian, and Harshini Shetty. Kindly give a loud round of applause to our budding scientists. Thank you, sir.
Now, I would like to invite Ms. Teacher Vijayanta to distribute the certificates for the GCC committee and our guests, Mr. Prashwal and Mr. Bhushan, to give away the certificates.
A very good morning to one and all present here. On the 13th of October 2023, we had conducted a Global Crisis Committee session. It involved a debate and discussions on the topic Indo-Pak War 1971-72. We had 12 participants who had indulged into intense debate and diplomacy, have demonstrated exceptional skills, leadership and dedication. We are happy to announce the winners. The Best Delegate Award goes to Vashish Pandita from 9th B. The High Accommodation Award goes to Amay Deshpande from 10th B. The Special Mention Award goes to Swastik from 11th Science A and Abdullah from 11th Commerce. I request the winners to please come forward. The Verbal Mention Award goes to Samuel from 11th Humanities, Anjala from 10th A, and Samriddhi from 10th A. Congratulations to all the winners.
I request the escorts to kindly escort our guests back to their seats.
I request the escorts to escort Mr. Jaydev to the stage.
Now I request the head boy of the senior secondary section, Ronish Singh, to present a token of appreciation to Mr. Jaydev Thakur on behalf of us.
We are honored to have Mr. Jaydev with us. He is the head of department in game design with over 12 years of experience in game development. He has worked with the most prominent game development studios in India. He started his career as a game tester and later worked in several roles ranging from game designer to producer. He is now an independent game developer and teaches game design at Whistling Woods International. So, welcome to Don Bosco Senior Secondary.
Hey guys. Okay, quiet down. So, how many of you are gamers over here? this side has less gamers I'm seeing. 10th standard. Okay. Well, but I'm sure all of you have at some point played some games on your phone or on the computer or seen your friends play games. Yes? Do you know how these games are made? Have you ever wondered what goes on in the background? Can you guys pay attention for a minute? Okay, so do you guys know what goes on behind the scenes to make these games? Have you ever tried, have you ever wondered what goes on into creating this game? Yeah? Okay. Has anyone ever attempted or tried, I mean, we live in the age of internet, right? So have you ever tried to look for tutorials or how to make a game on Google or on YouTube? Yes? Okay. What's your name? Rehan. Okay, so what did you find?
I searched for Scratch tutorials.
Scratch. So you know Scratch is a programming language.
Yes.
Okay. So Rehan here tried to look for Scratch tutorials, right? Now, it's a very interesting career choice if you ever do decide to think about how do I go about making games. Okay. Now, as much as playing games is fun, making games is quite a task, right? And it requires like a lot of different kind of creative thought process. It requires a lot of logical people. It requires all sorts of creative people to come together. Yes. How many of you are interested in art over here? Show of hands, come on. Okay, computer programming. That's nice. How many of you are interested in breaking open your toys and figuring out how it works? These are the guys. Okay, shh, quiet. So, if you are the kind of people who have that mindset, right, where you want to know how things work or how things can be put together in a different way, right, then game design and game development is probably a good space for you to think about it, right? When I started like that, my first few years in game development was as a tester. Do you know what a game tester does? What? Okay, try and organize yourself. Yes. Exactly. Yes. So as a tester, you play games, okay, and then you find bugs. Right? So when I say play games, trust me, those are not fun, okay, because they are half finished, they are not completely made, you don't have all the things that you see in the final game, sometimes it will break. So your job as a tester is to find out what can I do to make sure that the game is, you break the game, okay, so that somebody else doesn't break it, right? You break it and you get your dev team to fix it, so that your players don't fix it. How many of you have, all the gamers here, how many of you have exploited a bug in a game? All the PUBG players, I'm looking at you. Yes? There is that crack in the wall that is not supposed to be there, that you use. Yeah, that's not supposed to happen. That's a bad testing thing. Right? So, these are the different things that we do. So, the tester's job is to guys in the back. Okay, so the tester's job is to find bugs, report them, right? And that requires curiosity. Okay, it's not something that you do just for fun. Okay, it requires you to be curious, it requires you to be observant, it requires you to look at how this happened. Okay, because when you find something is broken in the game, you have to also convey to your development team that this thing is broken, and your programmer or your developer is going to ask you that, how did you break it? You have to tell them very, very meticulously, very, very specifically, you have to tell them that this is how I managed to create this bug, right? So every aspect of game development or creating game requires some very keen senses, some very keen skill sets, right? If you're the kind of person who likes problem solving, how many of you enjoy problem solving? Wow, come on. Except maths, yes. Look, maths is fun, trust me. Okay, applied math is fun. Yes? Okay? You don't want to deal with 10,000 watermelons plus 50,000 watermelons, right? But what if I tell you that 10,000 plus 50,000 in a vector 3D space makes a lot of sense once you start making games? Do you want to learn maths that way? Okay, so if you guys want to get good at game programming or creating these, how many of you have seen Spider-Man 2 PS2 trailer, PS4 trailer? Yeah? You think the guys who made that didn't like maths? Do you know how much math goes into making that game? Okay? Alright. So at school level, I don't expect you to know all the trigonometry and all the complex vector math at this point, right? But basics. Okay? Even if you got your base strong, right? Just pay attention to basic physics, geometry, right? Trigonometry, okay? And what else? I don't know if you guys have any vector math in school over here, but you can always find that, you can find expert tutorials for that online. So, dot product, cross product, all these kind of things, right? And that's the beauty of game engines, okay? Like once you start looking into it, have you ever wondered how many of you have played a game and lost a game and then blame it on the lag? Okay, shush. So, it definitely wasn't there. Or maybe it was, I don't know. You could have bad internet. So, do you know how much effort goes into making sure that a game runs at 60 FPS? Okay. Do you know what FPS means? You guys are smarter than I am. Yeah. So a game running at 60 FPS, and what ping do you get on your device? Right. Do you know the amount of effort that goes into ensuring that your game runs at 20 ping at 60 FPS? Right? So it's not an easy task. Trust me. Okay, there is a lot of genius involved in creating something like that. Okay, and all of that comes from great maths, great physics, and a very good understanding of how programming logic works. Okay, so if you are someone who enjoys these sort of problem solving, okay, because you know how players are, right? You guys are players right now. Thoda bhi lag hua, yeah, this doesn't work, the uninstall, right? So you don't want that. You don't want people to uninstall your game, right? And for that, you need to ensure that it runs at a good FPS, you get good ping, right? And this is the role of the developer. Okay? So your entire programming team out there is ensuring that you have a game that runs at 60 FPS on your device, right? Now, to give you a small example of how much math is your phone doing every frame, okay, is this. So every 3D model that you see on screen, okay, do you know what it is made up of? It is made up of, yes, okay. So a triangle is the simplest shape that a computer can draw, okay. And then you take a bunch of these triangles and put them together to draw whatever character you want on screen, okay. So you have, so for every frame, okay, you are drawing roughly for each character you have about 10,000 triangles, okay, which means 30,000 points, roughly, okay, and the buildings, and the floor, and the ground, and whatnot, other characters, cars, all of that. So on an average, you're drawing about 500, 600,000 triangles, okay. Then you're shading them, then you're lighting them, okay, and then you're adding like all sorts of visual effects on top of it, like a particle system, the sparks, the bullet holes, and all of that kind of stuff, right? And then the colors on top of it, and then the final frame is rendering. So your phone or your CPU or your GPU on your phone is doing all this calculation 60 times per frame, right? Isn't that amazing? Does it? And all of this is possible because somebody took the time to sit down and say, okay, here's the math that is needed for this, right? To give you a quick history lesson in this, all of this comes from the first game. I'm sure none of you have heard. How many of you have heard of a game called Doom? Thank you. Okay, Doom is where all of this started back in 1997. Most of you were not born, right? Thank you for making me feel old. Okay, so in Doom they had this very peculiar problem, okay, which was one of the level designers of the game. He wanted to add stairs, okay, and the moment they put in stairs, the entire game broke. And this was a very dumb problem to have. It's like, why can the game not have stairs? Turns out that the computers of that time were not able to calculate how stairs fold. Okay, and it took this genius of a programmer, John Carmack, roughly 3 months, okay, to figure out how to have stairs in the game. But in the process of solving that one problem, he basically laid the foundation for like what gaming would be for the next 20 years, right? So all the games that we have today, all the fancy graphics and all the genius next level, next gen consoles and everything, right? All of that comes from that one little problem of not having stairs in the level, right? And if you look at the history of how these things have evolved, it's fascinating. Okay, so you should look at it. So if you're a problem solver, if you enjoy, solving these issues, developers, game development is then that is the sector that you should probably look at. Okay, how many storytellers here? All right, nice. A small bunch, but a good bunch. Okay, so storytelling. How many of you have played a game called Final Fantasy? Heard of it? Yeah? Okay. Warcraft. League of Legends. Yes, all of them. Okay? So, games like these, right? League of Legends, Warcraft, Final Fantasy. Assassin's Creed, yes. God of War, yes, how can we forget that? Right? How many of you enjoy God of War storytelling? Right? Now, God of War is a brilliant piece of game purely because of how immersive the experience is made, because of how enduring the characters. Although, it's not suited for younger audience. Yes, but and that's the thing, right? The creator of God of War, Cory Barlog, right? You look at how he used to be 10 years back and how he is now, and you look at the creation, which is Kratos, what Kratos was 10 years back and what Kratos is 10 years down the line now. Okay, he is a reflection of the creator, Cory Barlog, right? So God of War 4, and I'm sure most of you have heard of it, seen it, right? Up until God of War 2 and 3, Kratos is this truly angry person, okay, just killing everything inside. And then in God of War 4, it becomes this calm father figure, right, trying to raise his son and all. And all of that is a story that Cory Barlog is telling from his own personal experiences of how he has evolved as a person, as a human being, and he's trying to, he's trying to convert his life experiences into a game, right? So if you like telling stories, if you like world building, if you like creating immersive, worlds like that, then narrative and narrative design, that's like a sector that you can look into, right? How many of you have looked into the lore behind League of Legends? The story of League of Legends? Yes. Okay. Hello. Okay, I think I have to wind up. But all in all, I'm saying is that if you are curious, then if you are observant, yes.
Sir, I would like to answer the question of League of Legends, that story thing. I think he was inspired from the Prince and Princess comic books, and from there he thought that he'll make a game of League of Legends. That's what I have read in articles.
It kind of starts there, but there's a lot more to it. They did an extensive world building. League of Legends is actually an offshoot of the first game, which was Dota, which was a mod for Warcraft 3, and then the team split and all that kind of stuff. But one of the things that they were very adamant about and that they were very insistent about was that they want to create an immersive world. Okay, so they built an entire universe from which new characters will constantly emerge, right? And to be able to do that is a task in itself, right? So, yeah, you're right. Okay, so to kind of sum it up, right? There are different kind of personalities and there are different kind of mindsets needed for each of the roles within the creation process of a game, right? And more or less, you'll find some space where you definitely fit in. Right? I mean, when I started out, I barely knew anything. And there were no courses that were offered, there was no college that I could attend back in the day where, they taught how to make games. It's today that after years of experience, that we've managed to put together a course of how do I go about, creating a game. Now it's a proper course. Earlier it wasn't. So, the first few guys, we came from all sorts of different backgrounds. There were filmmakers, there were musicians, there were commerce grads, there were science grads from all over. We just came together, made the game, and basically created the industry and kind of streamlined the whole process. Today, you have much more options and you have a lot more option to study how do I go about any of these things, right? So look into it, okay? And you know where I come from, right? So look up the Whistler Woods website and you'll find more details about it. Yeah. I think I'm done. Thank you guys.
Thank you, sir, for guiding us. I now request the escorts to escort the guest back to his seat.
I call upon Arushi Chaudhary to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good morning, one and all present here. I, Arushi, on behalf of Class 11th A Commerce, would like to express a heartfelt gratitude and extend a warm vote of thanks for this remarkable career program. Well, the tagline for this event is Be Creators and not just the users. I hope you all are inspired by this. I would like to thank the management for giving us this platform today to present our career education program. We extend our deepest appreciation to our distinguished guests, Mr. Bhushan and Mr. Prajwal, who have generously shared their time, expertise, and wisdom with us today. Your guidance has been a beacon of light for my friends, illuminating the path to careers in gaming. In a special way, we would like to thank Leona ma'am and Lisa ma'am for the valuable inputs. We extend our gratitude to Anita ma'am, who guided us constantly. I would also like to express thanks to our class teacher Steffi ma'am for her continuous input and guidance for this program. We would also like to thank the support staff for setting up this place for us. This program has been an incredible journey filled with valuable insights and opportunities, and it would not have been possible without the collective efforts of numerous individuals. This includes our creative team, research team, PPT team, and Alina for her coordination and efforts in the overall program. The scriptwriting team including Lyra, Alina, Abdullah, and Laksh, the PPT and skit team including Angel, Karthik, and Tanish, the creative team including Arushi Chaudhary, Akshita, Humera, and Vedika. Finally, we extend our gratitude to the audience present here today for their active participation and engagement in this career program. Apologies if we missed out any of the names. Thank you and have a wonderful day ahead.
Requesting all the students to please stand for the school anthem.
School standings. Attention. Standings. Attention.
Mumbai sky. Come, let us sink into
Once again, on behalf of management, staff and students, I would like to thank Mr. Jaydev, Mr. Prajwal and Mr. Bhushan for guiding us with colors on gaming. Thank you one and all present here. I request all to stand as the dignitaries take their leave.